Hey guys, it's so good to be back with you this afternoon. I just want to welcome you back to my YouTube channel, Growing Orchids in Jamaica. Today, guys, I am standing right in front of my Vanda Tower, and today I'm gonna be sharing with you some of what I have hanging right to the back of my Vanda Tower. So, guys, if you want to see just what's going on behind my Vanda Tower, why don't you just stay tuned? Of course, guys, you know we have to be planting vertically when you don't have a lot of space in your yard. And so I had developed this area for my Vanda orchids where I hang them vertically and actually call it my Vanda Tower. So guys, when I look behind my Vanda Tower, I realized that it was not very attractive. And so I decided to play up this area a little bit. And so guys, today look what I have hanging behind my Vanda Tower. I have a number of orchids, and guys, let me tell you something. You see, when I walk in this area, it doesn't matter what time of day, this area is just smelling so awesome. And this is so because of the type of plants that I have here. I have a number of dendrobium plants hanging here. And it is that time of year, guys, when the Dendrobium nobilis are blooming, as well as the Dendrobium anosmum and the Dendrobium aphyllum. So let me introduce you to all that is happening here behind my Vanda Tower. Look at this one, guys. This one is actually a Dendrobium famari. Let me see if I can find the ID for you. It is right here. See there, it's the famari pink. Let me zoom in. Right, so this one is a Dendrobium famari pink, and somehow I was wondering if I would get a bloom this year because I've been seeing other persons posting and I was just not seeing a thing happening to mine. And then all of a sudden one morning I noticed that I saw some buds. Now this plant, let me get closer to it. Just look how beautiful that is. Oh my God, it is just such an awesome one, guys. I have this actually planted in a plastic pot. I've bought it perhaps about 3-4 years now, and it has bloomed for me actually every year. The medium that I have this in, so it's in a plastic pot and it's in my regular medium. It's actually in charcoal and gravel, and I actually grow it under my almond tree, so it's always hanging under my almond tree. But of course I had to move it to put it right here so that when I step out in the mornings or whatever time I step out, I actually see and enjoy these beautiful blooms. So just look at it, guys. Isn't that a beautiful one? It has on 4 spikes at the moment, and I am seeing where it's actually sending out some new buds. Let me see if I can show you the new buds that I see coming out right there. So this is another one. It's not focusing. Right, so this is another one that is coming out. So while it has on 4 actual spikes right now, a little one around the back there, and it has on 3 at the front, it is still sending out buds. So of course, even though the blooms on this plant, they don't last for very long, but I will have a few blooming for a little while because there's also another bud on another one of the stem to the back. I'm not detecting a fragrance at this time, so I don't know. I'll check it again to see if it has a fragrance, but I'm not detecting one right now. And so if you notice too, the blooms are at different stages. So I have some here that will open pretty soon. I have some older ones here, and I have a few that's just pushing out. So this is my Dendrobium famari pink. Isn't she a beauty? Yes, she is. All right, so let me move on. And guess what, guys? I have right here this other plant. This is a first time bloomer for me. I have had it for a number of years, and the plant is doing pretty well, but somehow it was just not blooming for me. And this year, one of the stem actually blooms. So it's a Brassicatulea Mackay, and it is blooming for the first time, even though I've bought it for a number of years. But what I did, I actually moved it from where it was and placed it in an area where it actually gets a little bit more sun, and I find that it worked. And also I gave it a little additional fertilizer. And so I have recently taken it out of the plastic pot, and I have now put it into one of these wooden hanging baskets, because I know this plant will do pretty well in one of these hanging baskets. So that is my Brassicatulea Mackay. So star plant, yes, the star plant. Look at this, guys. This is actually a Dendrobium anosmum. This Dendrobium anosmum, let me tell you something, it smells amazing. Just look at this. Look at what it produces this year. Isn't that awesome, guys? That is such an awesome bloom, and as awesome as it looks is as awesome as it smells. I tell you, when you get out here, it just permeates the entire atmosphere, and I'm enjoying it so much that I also had to take it from under my almond tree, because that is where I really grow it, and place it here behind my Vanda tower on the portico so that I can enjoy it. Let me show you how I grow this plant, because I have other anosmum, but this one, guys, I actually have it in a metal basket that I actually made, and it just has in it gravel and charcoal, and it stays there. If you notice, it is sending out some new growth right here, and this will be for the next blooming season. I take it those are the ones that will bloom, and that is what produces this beautiful, awesome, highly fragrant plant. Wow, let us zero in on it. Isn't that stunning, guys? Just look at that. All right, so let's move on. And as we go along, let me show you what's happening here. This one, I featured it last time too. Some time ago, it actually was under the almond tree as well. But so of course, while I remove these from under the almond tree, there are still some plants there, you know. Now, this one is a Dendrobium. Let me show you the ID. Dendrobium Hawaiian Spectacular. And a spectacular one indeed. So this one, this here has on just this one spike that is opened, but nevertheless it is sending out a new one right here, if you notice there. So this is putting on a little show here. It's doing its thing, and I have it just where I can enjoy it even better. And guess what, guys? It too is highly fragrant, and so it smells awesome. So no wonder this area is just smelling so sweet once you enter. Behind that, I have this one here, which looks to me like the Audrey McIntosh. So this too I have in a wooden hanging basket, and I'm finding out that they are doing so much better for me in the wooden hanging baskets, and that is what I am doing. So I just need to set up a nice little area to have these plants hanging for them to do well for me. So guys, this is another one, my Dendrobium nobile. This is a Dendrobium Darrii. And this one, it bloomed quite recently, sometime this year, and lo and behold guys, I noticed that it is blooming again. Most of my Dendrobium nobilis, they really don't do well, so what I did, I have been trying them in different areas, and this one I actually had in the greenhouse with my other Dendrobiums, and I find that it likes it there. So this is in a plastic pot, and it's just in gravel or river stones. Besides that guys, this one is a surprise for me because somehow I thought this was a yellow, and when it opened guys, this is what I am seeing here, and I had no idea that I had this plant, and I have no idea what it is. So I'm going to have to do some research. I probably have this one in one of my catalogs. So once I find out what the ID of it is, I definitely will put the name of it on the screen. So this is a first time bloomer for me, and I am loving it, loving it, loving it. As promised guys, I went and I did the research on this one, and this is actually Dendrobium Siam White. But when I bought this in 2018, and I bought it as a Dendrobium frederixianum, but somehow this is what it turned out to be. But guess what? It's not too far off, because it is actually a cross between the Dendrobium frederixianum and the Dendrobium euclidarum. And this was actually originated in 2014 by W. Prasondy. And so, even though it is not what I expected, but it is still a beautiful one, and I just love it. There's one thing you need to understand guys about these Dendrobium nobile and the anosmum is that they need some winter rest. So from November, you reduce the amount of water that you give them, and in December you water them even less. If you don't need to water, you just don't water them in December, and that is what also helps to inspire the blooms. Changing temperature also assists with that. So this is the time when they bloom, and believe me guys, they are highly fragrant. I tell you, this area is just smelling so awesome, awesome, awesome. So this is my Dendrobium Siam White. So this one guys is the Dendrobium aphyllum that I have here, and it is similar to the Dendrobium anosmum, but somehow, well, the flowers are actually smaller than the Dendrobium anosmum. But just look at it. This one, it has 2 canes here. So what happened, I grow them in these hanging baskets, and they actually just cascade. What I'm hoping to achieve with this, I'm gonna try and put some more in it so that I have a lot more hanging from the pot, so I actually have a really nice shower of blooms coming from this. And so guys, this is it. This is what I have here, my Dendrobium aphyllum, and it smells awesome too. Oh my god, it is just so beautiful. So guys, these are what I have displaying right behind my Vanda tower, and I just think they are just so beautiful guys. Yes, they are, and most importantly, the area is just smelling awesome, and that just makes me happy guys. So I decided to share it with you because I am sure that you would love to see these blooms as well. So if you enjoyed, I ask you to just give me a thumbs up, And so you never miss another one of my video. If you haven't yet done so, please subscribe to my channel. And as we say in Jamaica, just follow back on me. This is the Orchid Duck, and I am growing orchids in Manchester, Jamaica.